As football clubs matches go on break for 2 weeks because of international duty, we've seen some of the biggest matches that have been played so far. Welcome to Totlight News. I am your host, Chimelum Henry, and here with me is Mr. Barry. Barry, welcome.
Welcome, sir.
We review all the weekend matches and also we talk about the transfer market, which shuts down today by 7 p.m. UK time in some of the major leagues in Europe. So let us start in Germany. Mr. Barry, as you can see, we've just seen the report that Bayer Leverkusen manager, has been sacked. Man United former coach Eric Ten Hag, after their weekend match where they drew 3-3. Honestly, this is the shortest period any manager, can think of because it just lasted only two league matches, and here they have now sacked him. What do you think that led to his sack? Because I don't think necessarily that it's only the result that made them sack him. What do you think that led to his sack this morning?
Yeah, if I'm to speak about Ten Hag and him being sacked, you know, giving a coach few matches before you sack him is very bad. But over the preseason period, I believe he lost some of his matches. Now they were expecting him to work on his team after the preseason and give a good result. But nothing happens to go good for the club. And now, a player like Victor Boniface, I don't think he has been in the squad, and I don't know if whether the player is eager to go or the coach was chasing him out of the squad. But Bayer Leverkusen has been a good team for the past 2 seasons after when they won their league title, and for a coach to come and give them a bad record, I don't think he is welcomed in any team.
You that's your own opinion, Sha, because I feel like too much is a short
It's too early.
time for you to give any coach, regardless of how the preseason went or not. But I feel like maybe them sacking now there must be something behind it. It's not only about the results because you don't just sack a manager after two matches into a new
Season.
season. But let's leave Bayer Leverkusen alone and talk about Bayern Munich. When Bayern Munich appointed Vincent Company last season, to the surprise of many, you understand? But he was able to go to the club, he managed the squad, they won the league, played some attractive football. They scored a lot of goals. When you have a hurricane in your team now, so you are guaranteed the goals. Now he took Michael Olise from Crystal Palace to Bayern, and ever since Olise joined Bayern, it has been a very good transfer for him. Just like over the weekend, where they won Augsburg by 3 goals to 2, he was still on a score sheet. Even recently now, Luis Diaz just joined them from Liverpool, who also scored in that match, and former Arsenal player Serge Gnabry. What can you say about Bayern Munich and their coach Vincent Kompany?
Talking about Vincent Company as a coach, you also talk about him when he was a player. His days at Belgium and his days at Man City. He was a very good player to be said. But going to Bayern Munich, Bayern Munich is a complete team. Let me use that word. For the past years, past seasons, they have been a complete team. Well competitive in all competitions they face. But as a coach, he came in and introduced some players who he felt they will do well. And they are doing well also. And another thing is for you to make a good coach in a big club like this, despite your experience, at least your relationship with the players matters a lot. And I believe one of the success he's having over there at Bayern is just his relationship with the players. because some coaches they don't have a good relationship with players. They come in and start kind of having issues with some players who at times affect their stay in the club. And Vincent Company did very well last season, and this season again he has started again. The last match they played, honestly speaking, nobody were expecting a win because it was a kind of a tough at the time. But they come up and did something, and they kudos to Bayern Munich for doing well in their last match.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Yeah, you said it all because I believe that Bayern Munich, even before Vincent Company joined them, has always been the favorite to win their league every season. But their major focus has always been, winning the Champions League. So I'm not surprised that he's doing what he's doing there because he showed how good a coach he can be even when he was coaching Burnley. That's why the fact he took Burnley, from Championship where they dominated with over 100 points. They came to Premier League, but unfortunately, the quality of the Premier League didn't match with their own quality. But he was able to maintain his own style of play. I think that style of play now was what led Bayern to appointing him. But ever since he joined there, he has been having little success or not much. But I know that this season they will be expecting him to go further in Champions League. Okay, we move to French Ligue 1. What football fans normally call the Farmers League. But for me, I don't think French Ligue 1 should be regarded as the Farmers League again, since PSG,
They've proved themselves.
won the Champions
Proved
League in
themselves
an
at least.
emphatic fashion because we
Yeah.
saw the way they dominated Inter Milan in the final. In fact, the scoreline till today, no other club has ever achieved that in the history of the Champions League. And we saw what they were able to do in the FIFA Club World Cup, despite the fact that they lost to Chelsea. But over the weekend, they trust to lose by 6 goals to two, where their midfielder, Juan Neves, got a hat-trick in that match. Usman Dembele scored 2 goals, and the other goal was scored by Bradley Bacola. But the talking point in Paris today is their goalkeeper, Gianluigi Donnarumma. We saw the exploits of this Donnarumma last season, especially now in helping PSG win the Champions League. But this season, the coach decided to change a goalkeeper, and they brought in a goalkeeper from Leo, Lucas Chevalier, and made him the number one. Then Donnarumma is expected to leave, and according to rumor, we know that he might be heading to Man City. So, what can you say about PSG? This season, because already now they won their league last season and they are expected to win their league this season again. But they will also be joining in their Champions League matches this season. So, what are you expecting from them? Shortly, what are you expecting from PSG this season?
Like we are expecting much from PSG this season. As for now, they are one of the biggest team in the Europe because they won the last Champions League and they are still in their form. They are young players who are very hungry to achieve more goals and they are aiming so many trophies and titles. If you check the squad, if you watch them play, I've never seen them reluct in any aspect. Just take a look at what they played against Tottenham at the Super Cup match. They were wonderful. Those players did marvelously well. And to talk about their league, it's more competitive now. The likes of Asufati, the likes of Pogba, and the rest of them.
That recently joined Monaco. Though
Monaco
they have not started
is
playing for Monaco.
Monaco is getting hot. At least for the past 3 matches, they have been winning their matches, and I don't think that league is going to be that easier this season. But they will do well.